New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Before we get started, amongst the savagery that you will see from this alabaster-ish type of child in this video, I'm not sure who's dressing this alabaster-ish child, but I need you to actually put some clothes on these children, because it doesn't make any sense that you allow your children to go out in public in their clothes and not clothed at the same time. I don't understand how that works. I really don't understand how that works. Like that literally makes no sense. If people happen to see the original video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This is why the video appears to be so large, because you have to sit up there and crop out stuff that you should not have to sit up there and crop out. Like I said, that don't make no sense, because obviously by the way that the child is even dressed, it can therefore be related to the savagery of how this child decided that they want to start putting their hands in Columbusing something at the park that is not theirs. Like I said, this is why a lot of people can tell you that they're not built to have kids, because they will be locked up and in jail at this moment in time if they ever saw a child do this to their child.
You better not bite my dog. What's wrong with you? Go down the slide. Go down the slide.
I don't care how nobody feel. Let me just let you know something. If I ever in my lifetime go to a park and I happen to have a little girl, first of all, my daughter would be at a very young age trained. She'll be trained. It's not going to be none of this confusion of her looking around or anything like that. And especially if that's another little girl, yeah, it's not going to be no confusion. She going to be sitting up there handling that whole situation. She going to be throwing equal lefts and equal rights. She's going to be throwing elbows. And I would wait for that parent to roll up over there and try to sit up there and do something, because we're not going to sit up there and have it. Like I said, this is why, if you have a child, this is in a sense why it's good to have other children who are around the same age to handle that situation as well, just in case your child is not a fighter. Because we all know parents can't sit up there and put their hands on children, because Lord knows there will be a lot of parents that would sit up there and do that to the bad children out there. And let's not mention the fact of the assault, right, that we literally saw take place, where the alabaster-ish girl decided that, oh, I own this slide, I'm on this slide at the moment, and I'm going to sit up there and do this and all this other type of stuff and yada yada yada, right? Notice how the parent of that child is nowhere to be seen. Notice how none of the other parents that are there are even saying anything, and more than likely, if they are seeing what's going on, they're not even going to intervene. The father had to sit up there and intervene. Now, some people are going to sit up and say, like, I don't know why he sit up there and acted, so late. First of all, let me make you understand something real quick. That's a black man at the end of the day. If at any point in time he decided to even look like he was going to sit up there and aggressively put hands on that child, I'm pretty sure somebody would have shown up. Now, I will sit up there and say this. Obviously, when he put the camera down, he sat up there and moved her to the side or something so that she could sit up there and slide down. And that's when magically all common sense came to that little girl. Like, I'm on the slide right now and all this. Don't nobody care what you're doing, Susie. Don't nobody care what you're doing. You sitting up there blocking this little black girl and 20 other kids behind you because you want to be honorary. You feel that you own the slide. You Columbused that whole slide like your people been doing. Like I said, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is savage actions at this moment in time. And if you can clearly see how this little girl is acting, you know how she's going to be acting once she starts getting like to a teenager. You know how she's going to start acting when she's getting to adulthood. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be way worse than this. She's going to be the type to sit up there and hit a dude and run and start crying, knowing the fact that the dude didn't do nothing. Why? She going to be that type. I promise you. She is going to be that type. She's the type to sit up there and do a hit and run and then start crying, talking about she don't know what happened. And people are going to enable that. Why? Because she's a woman. This is how this starts. When you start enabling these little girls to start acting like this at a very young age, you automatically start to foster that type of attitude where it starts to lead into them being preteens and teenagers and doing messed up and jacked up stuff. And then from there on, going into being a full-fledged woman doing messed up and jacked up stuff. And they're never built to ever take responsibility for any of the actions that they decide to commit to. This is the age that you basically stop that nonsense. But I promise you, whoever has the ownership, guardianship, whatever, of that little girl, I promise you, they're not going to instill that into that child that likes to go out there and bite kids at the park.